Okay, hi everyone. Today I'll give you a little bit of overview on how much money should you be expecting on online, I don't know, sales or online incomes in general. I think this is a pretty interesting topic because usually what people should understand is um, what type of uh, reductions we are going to go through and how will this affect the income that someone actually pays for us. So I'll go with a simple example of $100, right? This is a pretty nice amount. Now the first thing we should look for is obviously VAT, which is general tax for goods. Now let's say I'm going with the example of AdSense. I could also use the keyboard, but since I'm holding the mic, this is not going to happen. So AdSense, there is no VAT. We can actually forget that. I'll do the red color so we see it a little bit better. So this $100 stays for the VAT. We have a YouTube cut, which is around 50%, right? So that's 50 bucks out of the window to YouTube. Now from the YouTube cut, I mean there's two types of what do you call uh, there is basically cost per mile and whatever the other one is. The one is without the YouTube's cut and one is with the YouTube's cut. Anyway, so we get the 50% YouTube's cut. We don't pay VAT on AdSense. You can refer it as because there is no sales of goods. It's basically a business service, so you don't pay VAT on that. It usually differs. It's a percentage which we will deduce if we have some. For example, Steam sales have VAT, but the Steam cut is lower. So yeah, we are left with 50 bucks. From that 50 bucks, we would like to reduce our costs. Now, this is highly different. You have to refer at this point. At this point, you can do it yourself, but at this point, I highly recommend an accountant who you can refer to on how to do this in detail. In Hungary, you can do this with invoices and reduce the cost by them, or you can have a key, which in this case is 40%. It's kind of interesting. Sorry. Which means we split this 50 bucks into two. Now, splitting this up means we will have 40% of it and 60% of it. So that means 20 bucks is tax free, right? Yay. This usually works the same way if you have invoices that refers to costs, which means you don't use the 40%, you use your cost deduction by invoices, which means it's not a percentage, it's a dollar amount. But in this case we have a key, so it's simpler to calculate with. It's especially useful if there is a lot of small companies in Hungary, etc. that really it's easier to look over on how much money they actually generated and it's legal. So you get your 20% cash. You don't have to pay taxes on this, and we will have 30 bucks. Now this 30 goes even further, and we will have what is it called? Taxes. Yay! We pay taxes. Now there's usually income tax, insurance. I don't know how do you say it. Let's just put in insurance, and we have also social tax. Call this ST. This is questionable. It's country bases. In Hungary we can add this up to 41%, if I'm correct. This is Hungarian tax amount. Now the 41% comes off of $30, so comes down to 30 minus 30 times 0.41, and this is 12.3, this is 30. So this leaves us with $17.7. And if we add, Jesus Christ, where is my mouse? Why okay, we are back, sorry. We have the $20 from the cost reduction, and we have the 17.7, which leads up to 37.7 bucks. And this is actually pretty accurate. I usually refer this as the 1/3. It's not true. This is, if you tell this to an accountant, he will probably jump off a bridge, but 1/3 is usually what you get. Of course, there are more ways to get this lower, get this higher, or VAT comes into play. This amount is actually cooked. So yeah, this is how you should see $100 income or revenue, how much revenue it will be. So it's 37.7%. I don't know, I mean the 1/3 is usually just comes out correct in more or less. Okay. Oh my goodness, sorry everyone, hope that wasn't too loud. Should I just do a new one? I don't know. Let's do another case, I think so. I think this was actually clear. We are going through Steam sales, because why not? I think if you want to be a game developer, this is a great base to sell your games. So Steam sales for $100. I use the 100 because it's just simpler to calculate, but we have VAT. This bitch comes into play. It's 27% for me. Now this is also country dependent on country. So it's in Hungary it's 27, which means we are left with, what the fuck, $73, I think. Yeah, sorry, I don't want to stop the video to calculate. Anyway, we'll call this 73. Yeah, because 10 is... Yeah, okay. Sorry, just getting a little bit tiring to talk that much. Anyway, VAT is done. Now comes the Steam cut. Steam cuts you 30%. Thor actually talked about this, and if it's not a direct sale from Steam, let's say you sell it from an outside source, you generate a key yourself and you sell it in a website, it's actually 0. So yeah, that's good to know. You should keep that in mind, but we'll go with the simple Steam sale in this case. So this comes down to 1421 plus 9 is, we will take out 21.9 out of this, which is 73 minus 21.9. It comes down to 51.1. Right? So after this 51.1, we are going to go again taxes. We don't really have anything else here. I mean, sorry, we're going to cost. I was doing and tax again. The rest is really the same. In Hungary, we will go with my example 4060. This comes down to 20 bucks, and this comes down to whatever. What was this? 41. I think it's around 41. I'm not 100%. You can check it out. But again, this is Hungary, not the world. But yeah, you should always keep that in mind. So 20 bucks is in cash, and let's say we are doing the 30. Okay, let's go with 30. I don't care about it, $1. 30 minus 30 point times 0.41, which comes down to 12. Yeah, it's basically the same amount, right? Because you will have 13.2. Yeah, it's literally the same amount of money you make. Anyway, I think it's 16.8. Sorry, 16.8, and you will have the plus 20, and you just made 36.8 bucks out of 100. Again, 1/3. Like it's not exactly 1/3 obviously, but it's a really good point to start at on how much money you should be expecting, and this is why I always refer to the 1/3. I think this will also be pretty simple to understand rather than going through all to this. Let's just say I'm making 1/3, because there will be a cut, there will be VAT, and there will be tax if you are having a product. If it's not a product, this is gone, and you will make whatever, the cut minus the tax. And of course, let's not forget about other taxes. Outside of the 41%, I think we have around 20 bucks per month. I think. If you split it up. We have basically a one-time payment of, I don't know, $60 or 100. I don't. Jesus Christ, I don't remember them by exact, but I think it comes around not 20 but 12. Sorry. So basically, you have an actual plus cost of 12 bucks per month. This is some other taxes. So yeah, but again, this is highly dependent on country. Tax is really hard to get into, especially from Hungary. I don't know how do they pay tax, for example, in the USA. We do it differently. Anyway, I hope it was informative enough. I hope you learned how you should expect the tax. I was like, I'm not recording the screen. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining in. Please, hopefully this was educational enough on how is tax paid in YouTube, or how is income generated in YouTube. If I'm wrong on any case or thing like that, please let me know. At least this is what I understood from my understanding.